Aloha, everyone. I'm Rick Kirkham of In-Home Tutoring Honolulu.com, and today I want to talk about a teenage student I have that, well, he has a mouth on him. He's always dropping the F-bomb and the S word, and I thought ignoring that negative behavior would do the trick, but the cussing and foul language is actually being reinforced uh, in the game system that he's using, with his other peers. They talk like that, so he talks like that, and he thinks it's okay. So, a little bit about me first. I'm a in-home tutor covering all of Oahu. I specialize in students with ADHD because I have ADHD. I'm actually a dual certified teacher from Illinois and a very popular certified substitute teacher here in Hawaii. So, excuse me. So let's talk about what I did to help my student with his cussing. There's actually a two-prong approach here. Okay, the first the first part of it is consequences. The second part of it will be reward. Okay, you'll notice up here I've got my article on my variation of the Gold Star reward system for short-term and long-term goals, especially for ADHD students and children. But let's start out with this first. And no, my connection is not unstable. But anyway, uh, my student or any other student that I can think of, and you teachers are going to laugh, but I've never had a student ask me to be tutored, especially in the summer. They either get tutored because their parents said to, or they get tutored kicking and screaming because their parents said to. And I firmly believe that it's the ones that are kicking and screaming that need tutoring the most. But so here's what I did. And once again, you teachers are going to go, what? Uh, what I told my student was that for every F word, after the first warning, for every F word, that's my son playing games in case you can't hear that. For every F word or S word out of my student's mouth during tutoring, I'm going to add 5 minutes to our tutoring session. And the amazing thing is that I saw him control himself. He actually kept his mouth shut even though he wanted to say something. He wanted to blurt something out. I could tell, I would have wanted to do the same thing. Like I said, I have ADHD also, but he controlled himself, and he did good the first session. We only added 5 minutes. The second time, I always give one warning. Okay, that's your warning. Next time it's we had 5 minutes of tutoring, and I just had to give him the warning this last time I saw him because he said he forgot, and after that, no F or S's word out of this kid's mouth whatsoever. So that particular part of it is working during tutoring. Now, I want to motivate him to engage with his parents. And I'm sure that's what you want, right? That's why you're here. I want him to engage with his parents in a more positive, acceptable manner as well, too. So what I'm proposing is go with go with the variation of my Gold Star program. I'll put that in the I'll put that in the description. But in this case, go with a 10-point system. So, and use a calendar. And every time the student has a good engagement with you as the parent, then give that student 10 points and put that on the calendar. Okay, now, especially teenagers, most teenagers, I don't know, you might see them 1 to 5 times a day, right? Because they're in their rooms playing video games and, hanging out with their peers and stuff. So, depending on how often you see your child, this next part will vary. So, if you only see your son or girl, or daughter, sorry, if you only see your son or daughter once a day, then there's going to be a smaller total for the short terms. But let's say you see your child 3 times out of the day. And so this child has a potential to get 30 points for that day. Okay, so let's say we got to keep this short. So let's say once the child has reached 50 points, 60 points, 70 points, make it something ridiculously short because we want to reward this behavior. Okay? The faster the student, your child, begins to get rewards for proper behavior, the more your child will want to utilize proper behavior. So there's a few important things to this. So they get 10 points every time there's a good interaction. Like, Mom, can I go to the store? No, do your homework instead. Okay, Mom. All right, good example. There's 10 points. Okay, Mom, can I go to the store? No, do your homework instead. F this. That's bull S. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's not 10 points. But here's the important thing too. Okay, if rewards are taken away from us, especially us, with what I mean when I say us, I mean people with ADHD, but any kid, but especially us, then we give up. We think even if we try, it's just going to get taken away, so we're not going to do it. So once 10 points is added to the calendar, it cannot be removed. Okay, so those 10 points have been earned no matter what. And also, do not use in a row. If you get 50 points in a row, then we'll do this. Because if after 40 points your child messes up, then all of that work your child did in the past is no good anymore. They have to start completely over. Okay, you don't have to do in a row because they're going to want to get that reward as quickly as possible. Okay, so whatever that reward might be, ice cream, sleepover with friends, you can use this reward system for normal things that you let your child do, but this time make him or her pay for it with proper behavior. Okay, Mom, can I have a sleepover over at Kenny's? Yeah, as soon as you get 30 points. Okay, Mom. Oh, there's 10. Right? Good. Now, if he said, come on, I want to do it right now. Okay, it's not 10, but we don't take away 10 either. Okay, so once those points are used, draw a diagonal line. Don't cross it out. Draw a diagonal line because those points are still going to have some value. Okay, just like in this article, that I wrote on the Gold Star Reward Program. It's not really Gold Stars. It's any color star is fine. So just like that, these points will have a value for a long-term reward. Once again, it's not in a row, and you don't even need in a row because the child is going to want that reward as quickly as possible. So in a row is redundant, and it's also hurtful because they'll lose anything that they did in the past that's positive. Okay, so let's say if we said 50 points for the short-term reward, so say, and I'm just making up a number here, figure this out on your own, but say 200 points. So after 200 points, I don't know, you get that motorcycle. Most students, a lot of students like Pokemon cards still. I can't believe it. That was all the way back from the 90s when I first saw it. So they get, I don't know, they get the Pokemon card that they want, or they get a package of Pokemon cards, or 10 packages of Pokemon cards. What, whatever, whatever it is they like, something kind of big. And then once they receive that large reward, draw the other diagonal. So now we got an X. We know that those points have completely been used, and they're not even good for long-term goals anymore. But keep adding those 10 points to for the student every time. And parents, you're going to get frustrated. Okay? And please, I know I said this already, but please, no matter how frustrated you get, do not take away the points. And if you're dealing with a teenager, they might be clever and want to add their own points to the calendar. Kind of, I guess, cheat a little bit. So keep that calendar somewhere on your own. And if you're like many parents, you are just busy as heck. But the little bit of extra work that you do now by putting stuff in this calendar is going to be a big relief to you later on when you have an even more respectable child. Respectful, not respectable. Excuse me, sorry. But anyway, I've been wanting to do this video to talk about how to deal with your child when they cuss. Uh, I do have a background in behavior modification, which is now referred to as behavior management, by the way. So also feel free to give me a call for tutoring, obviously. I come right to the home. I can do remote. And especially if you're out there on the mainland, you just have to be able to speak English. That's all. That's the only language I speak. I tried to learn my wife's native language, Ilocano. That's from the Philippines, by the way, and I couldn't learn it. But anyway, uh, best of luck to you with this program. If you have questions, leave it in the comments, and God bless you.